Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for Indiana, Lavoy Allen out there with Mahinmi. Then there's Ellis. Then it's Paul George. And it's Hill in the one spot. Mahinmi dishes to George. Excellent D there from Allen.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
The drive by Allen. And the shot is good. Azanya's got the opening field goal of the game for Memphis.
Right there, Randolph doing a good job opening up space for the shooter with the solid screen.
Hill kicks to Mahinmi. 6 to shoot. Ellis, the pass to Mahinmi. And Azanya gets it to go. Azanya's got his second bucket.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here is Hill. Allen for three. Gasol with the rebound. And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
Now here's Gasol. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Azanya. Memphis moving it around. Shot clock at 5. Tries again. Nice shot by Randolph. Randolph's got his first 2 points of the night.
He had to battle for that lay-in. Excellent, tough defense, but he found a way to get it down anyway.
And it's Hill penetrating. Allen dishes to Ellis. Pass to Hill. He feeds it to Mahinmi. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And here is Conley. Gasol, a screen on Hill. Conley kicks to Gasol. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Now here is Hill. Dishes to George. Allen drives in. The pass to Hill. Knocked loose. Unloads from 13. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Pass to Azanya. The shot is off. Excellent D there from George. Pacers trailed by 4. Allen kicks to Hill. Right side George. Off the mark from 16 feet out. And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the second fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies, and really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
Allen drives in. That one goes. Count it.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Kicked by Randolph. Conley against Hill. Allen passes to Randall. The baseline J. That's good on the jump shot. Randolph's got his second bucket of the night.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Deep two from Hill. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Grizzlies lead by 4. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
You know, I can think of one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. Fournier out there with Payton, and it's Wright in the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. And so here is Indiana. Grizzlies making the shot. An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would even trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. I think he's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams.
Now here's Green. Feeds to Wright. Out to Payton. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Now Hill. There's the dish to Stuckey. Right side George. Off the mark from 16 feet out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Payton kicks to Green. Payton drives in. Just 5 on the clock. Fournier's shot is off. Pacers trail by 4. Stuckey dishes to Hill. That shot is no good, and he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Payton outside. He kicks it to Fournier. Wright with it. He's picked up by Hill. Now the feed to Payton. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Here's Hansbrough. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Matt Barnes is checked in for the Grizzlies. And the Pacers also making a change. Hill, he's checked in for George Hill. Stuckey outside. The three-pointer no good.
Boy, he's got a nice looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, and a lot of times he'll still knock those down no matter how good the D is.
Now here's Payton. He dishes it to Fournier. Green, the screen to stop the drought. That's good. Green's got the lead up to 6 now for Memphis.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Stuckey. And there's Miles. That's good on the assist by Stuckey. Miles has got his first basket of the night.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Marc Gasol's checked in for Hansbrough. Hezonja comes in for Evan Fournier. And it's Conley in for Elfrid Payton. Indiana also making some changes. Mahimi's checked in for Hill. Lavoy Allen comes in for George. And it's Ellison for Hill. Green, the screen. Back to Conley. He used that pick just right. And the Grizzlies lead by 6.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. And part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
And now here comes Conley leading the break. And Green gets it to go. And now an 8-point Memphis lead.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Stuckey passes to Mahimi. Three-pointer. Stuckey can't get it to go.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games. And they create that situation with their deliberate style.
And Miles kicks to Stuckey. And that one's good. Miles has got 4 points this quarter.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Outside Conley. Gasol wide open. He fires. And we've reached halftime in this one. Memphis out in front, leading by 6. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
All right, Memphis, you got your Grizzlies.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.